And not only cheat the casino, the nigga bet on himself knowing he was on the shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How does that money work, dude? They
Yeah.
get that money. They gotta get that money back.
See, and that's the thing that's so
but not
frustrating.
just not to cut you off, Bill. What about the niggas who ain't in the fight? That's what
I'm saying. Underdog fantasy or anybody.
It's too much money to go back, and niggas already got paid out. Imagine you get paid out and they be like, "Yo, that wasn't right." If you win the bet.
No, I need my money back, killer.
No, I'm talking about you win, and they ask you for the money back. See, this is what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to.
That is a flip. But if you bet your bread and you find out a nigga cheated and he already cashed out,
it's millions of people that's like that.
We suing him. We need that money back.
That's a great way to go about it because it's millions of people who's probably
especially if it's like a 5-to-1 pause and you got some real substantial bread behind it.
A lot of people lost money and you just asked out. Now the way that you just said
that's a class act.
You make it, and I'm just guessing. I have no idea. This is a great question you asked because maybe you could sue Ryan, but he has no way to pay back all the money.
No, he will have to give to give his whole bag back because. I can't feel sorry for somebody playing around after they cheated.
I don't think you understand. He's not gonna have enough money to pay back.
No, I get that.
Millions of people who lost money.
Yeah, but it's just like if you get sued and you don't owe the money, you owe the money.
I get what you're saying.
When you get it, we gonna get out.
I get. Yeah, you just be in debt
we all
until
niggas.
You in debt until
I don't care where
notice.
you gotta get it from.
Okay,
pause.
I got you.
But you know the funny
mine.
And ironically, the funny thing about that is that. As I watch y'all talk about the money, like somebody lost 5 and they lost 10 and then 100, you know what I mean? We actually was the ones that got cheated behind old boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to watch Dev, you know what I mean, with that kind of performance and, you know what I mean? That's why I had to park the suit, man. I had to park the tie. I said, man, I'm tripping right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About this shit.
Yeah.
And probably if Floyd had came out and said something, because by Devin being his man, right? By them boxing and shit, right? And you see what your guy went through, no matter what y'all on, when you see he done went through that, you come out and say something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just on the fact of that's you guys' thing. And when I seen that he didn't even say that, but he did the 3, right?
Right.
But then you came back and won't even say nothing in defense of or offense, either one. You just don't say anything about the PD. I said, man, dude is something else, man. Dude different. But like I said, is by me being a free man, you dig? I say different shit because I say it for the guys that might can't. You know, the guys that's in line kind of might be waiting for old boy to come through for him, and he ain't gonna come through. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because the line is around the corner from niggas that then helped him like they are with us. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's deep.
Hey, well, Bill, it was a pleasure to have you on the show.
You know this shit home, man. Anytime you want to come back, thank you so much for coming back and giving us the first interview after the second positive.
Absolutely.
Test. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. I thank you guys for having me.
Come on, man. We neighbors, you know man. We here.
Soon as I get it, I'll be back over here. Is what it is.
Now joined with special guest Bill Haney.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
welcome back,
Bill
baby.
was
Yeah.
good.
What's happening, man?
It is what it is. Thank you.
Man.
Thank you for having me.
Man, that's suit custom. They can't get the whole gist of it. You looking good,
Well,
man.
this at Harlem 88.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Cowboy
Sugar
Velour.
J special. You know what I mean?
Looking good, man. Looking real good.
Listen, anytime you've been robbed and cheated, you know what I'm saying? I had to park the suit and go to Harlem and pick up the, you know what I mean? Pick up the special from Sugar J. You know what I mean? So I'm ready and active, man.
Listen, let's just get to it, man.
Yeah.
Niggas is cheating.
Ain't no doubt.
What exactly happened for the boxing fans who don't know, but you know, they know, but don't know the in-depth.
They don't understand.
That's the word I'm looking for. They don't understand what just happened as far as the drug testing is concerned.
I mean, listen, cheating is cheating. You know what I mean?
That's what I said.
And that's frankly, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he had a little bit, and we know that when you're microdosing, it's a little bit is going to show as you taper off on your weight.
Real quick, Bill, just for the fans. We're sitting here with Devin Haney's father, Bill Haney, and we're discussing the fight that just took place with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia.
April the 20th.
Yes,
April the 20th. And Ryan Garcia tested positive twice on the day before the fight, which was April the 19th, and also tested positive on the 20th. And, you know, he has all kind of narratives about that it was stuff that doesn't even make sense, more like flying saucers. PEDs are performance-enhancing drugs that help you not only cut weight, but help you cut weight and stay strong. You know, and it is what it is. Devin is a clean athlete. What we represent for our community, we represent hard work. We represent not cheating, getting to the top the old-fashioned way, earning it. And unfortunately, a great event, sold-out event. We don't know what the pay-per-view numbers are on it, but it was a sold-out event at the Barclays. But it now has a shadow, a black cloud over it, so to speak,
right.
With the Ryan Garcia.
Right.
We were 3-3 as an amateurs.
Yeah.
We would have thought that he would have wanted it to be decided by his own merit, you know, by the hard work that he put in. You know, and he had some dirty pull.
So let me ask you a question that when it comes to like the money, that you get from boxing, when somebody is on record as cheating, does that affect the money in any way? People being paid?
Of course, you know, people want to act like cheating is cheating. You know what I mean? Whether you in the neighborhood, you at school, wherever, you know what I mean? It's going to follow you, you know, so it should follow your money. Right now, everyone is trolling and they're acting like that's the thing to do. But I couldn't see any major sponsors or, you know what I mean, anybody real, any business really following you when you're cheating.
Yeah, what I'm saying is more so like when a fighter is fighting, do you get paid more if you win the fight, or is there any like
no,
money doesn't change?
You already agreed to a set amount,
Mm-hmm.
and also you get paid percentages on the pay-per-view, percentages on the gate when you're that kind of fighter, when you're at that level, and that's the kind of deal structure that we have. So of course we'll be getting paid on the fight for you know the rest of Devin's life. As long as it continues to sell and continues to make money. It's a classic. So in that aspect, you know, both teams made a lot of money, but unfortunately, you don't get paid less when you got caught cheating, or you don't get paid more if you win fairly. Those numbers are decided, but of course, with anything like this, you can have a civil case.
Gotcha. What's next for the team with Devin? Where y'all guys seeing that y'all fight next? Is it a rematch with Ryan? Do you want that? Me personally, I don't know if you've been watching the show.
Of course.
I don't fuck with Canelo. I don't fuck with Ryan. I don't fuck with niggas who cheat neither. I don't even care if it was by accident. What they say is by accident.
Absolutely.
Because you've been doing shit and it wasn't by accident. So all of a sudden you start eating steak sandwiches or drinking ginger root or anything like that. I don't fuck with it neither. So if you've been watching the show, you know what my stance is with that. What's next for you guys? Do you want a rematch with him, or are you moving on?
That's just like anything, like with in music, you know. Once you done found out your catalog and niggas is cheating, you like, and they like, all right, are you gonna go and record or what? You like, record? The fuck? I'm not doing shit until we get to the bottom of this shit.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Motherfucker talking about just sing, or motherfucker talking about just fight, just get back in the ring. Don't worry about it. Nah.
Right.
Nah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We done made money in the sport. We've always stood on principle. So jumping out there and just acting like it's okay, and for the next Devin to come along, you know what I mean, or the next Bill, you know what I mean, a father and son team, and just to go for anything, that's not what we're gonna represent.
Right.
You know, so yeah, we're gonna see this thing out.
Yeah, one of the major questions out there, and I gotta ask you this on the show. They say that they said Dev is a weight bully. What would you say to that?
I say that you sign up to get on the scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you agree to get on the scale, and you agree to fight the next day.
Yeah.
No drugs, no PEDs, no nothing. Get to the scale, and that's what the weight is. And that's whether you're an amateur or whether you're in the pros, right?
Yeah.
And that's all Devin has ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Got on the scale and then went and fought. and whatever that person weighed, we didn't worry about what the person weighed on fight night.
As long as they come in on that scale and make that
the weight. That's something that Ryan didn't do strategically. You know what I mean? And I think that he might have had some help from that other guy we talked about on the show the last time, still in the business.
Why you weaving around it? Who you talking about?
You know, Dollar Bill. Floyd Mayweather himself. I don't have no problem mentioning him. When I mentioned him, everybody seemed that they started to mention it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that situation, the powers that be with boxing, and what you said, that invitation for me to speak freely, I must speak freely for other managers and fathers and fighters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That whole old guard kind of control of boxing and not letting the fighters have their own lane, have their own path. I think you see a lot of resistance. You see Tank spoke about that, that he wants to be able to control his own destiny. Devin has been controlling his own destiny with a little bit of blocking, you know what I mean, from, of course, old boy and others, you know what I mean? But we keep on working, you know what I mean? And you're right. Putting in work means coming on, it is what it is, and talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I know they'll probably hate for me bringing up certain things, but they must.
That's why you here. This ain't a safe space. Yeah. So, what do you got to say about people who say that your son should seek other trainers and that you're not a real trainer, and the reason he lost is because you're in his corner, maybe like AB or other people? What do you have to say about that?
Well, we've always accepted change. We've always worked at getting better. We've always brought people in. That's never been a problem or an issue. You know what I mean? It's been always said it's a plethora of different coaches that have come in and shaped the Devin Haney style. So, that's they're just saying that. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I say if you have a guy that's on the shit, then it's gonna be. It don't matter what coach it is. If he's on the shit,
I get what you said. Nigga taking the Olympics and all that,
No, because a lot of people were saying, like, I talked to a lot of boxing people when I know you was coming in, because like they want to know, what did you see in the corner that night? Not just nigga on the shit, but they were saying that his footwork and his legs, talking about Devin, didn't look right or didn't look the same. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Devin's style that he fought the guy with, you know what I mean, was based on a lot of what everyone else said that they wanted to see. They said they didn't want to see a motherfucker jumping around. They said meet him in the center of the ring, but when he met him in the center of the ring, he was on the shit.
Right.
So you want him to do that. You want to see Dev. You want to see, can he take a punch? Can he get back up? Can he do all the shit?
Yes.
And then you ask, well, where was his feet?
Right.
But if we were fighting on the outside, then you say that's all he do.
Right.
If we tied up, then you say that's what he do. You saw a warrior. You saw a guy that was meant to do this thing.
Right.
He had several opportunities to quit.
Right.
He had several opportunities to wink at me and,
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I dig it.
The whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And he didn't.
Right.
He wanted it to go the same way that it went.
Right.
And you know what I mean? He's in Miami having a great time right now. You know what I'm saying? He's a boss.
Right.
And as far as that goes, I support whoever he brings in or whatever he does. Right. In terms of that. This is his career. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm here to support it.
That's what's up.
Let me ask you a question now. This one goes along with that. Like, as a dad as well as a boxing coach, at what point would you have said, I'm gonna throw the towel in or say no more?
If he went down one more time.
So 4 times.
I'm saying it was right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at him and I'm saying this. Now, I can say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, if he went down, right? Unless if it happened, he looked over at me. But each time it was something that he gave me that let me know, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Pardon me, I know that Devin and Ryan made a bet, $500,000 a pound for every pound he came in overweight. Did he pay?
Man, they got in the back and started talking about not 5. They went down to 2. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of time, so it was like 200,000 a pound.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I said, okay, to 2. And then I said, okay, with 2 points on the deal.
Right.
So that was 2 extra points, percentage points. So it's 600,000 plus 2 points.
Got you. So, but did he end up paying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's why. That's what I like to hear.
Let me ask you this. Looking back on this fight now, we're looking back in hindsight. If you were there again at that same place and the fight is over the weight, do you do the fight?
It's a lot about him that in hindsight, you know, his abuse for the sport. And I would think now with him, it's something else other than weight that he's not respecting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
when you have someone looking back in hindsight, yes.
Would you do the fight?
No, I probably would. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't have went through with it at the 3 pounds, knowing that he was on the shit. You know what I mean? But 3 pounds is different when you're not cycling off of PEDs. When you're not, when you're a clean athlete, then 3 pounds is different. But 3 pounds plus an added.
Shit.
Yeah, plus the shit.
Plus the shit.
Yeah, because I remember when fighters come in overweight and they got to get on the treadmill until they get those pounds off. And then
you got
they
a certain
fight.
amount of time, right? To lose the pounds and shit.
And we know, and they say it could be a little bit in the system. You know, every time that we didn't had a fight with someone that has a little bit of something in their system, they go a little bit harder than what they might have went without the shit in their system. You know what I mean? You know how you see somebody, you say, man, that
I told
motherfucker
Killer
crazy.
that. I said, yo, that nigga
is on something.
That nigga coked up or something because it was just too, it was too ragey.
Right. You definitely said that.
Right.
I think anybody could see that. I didn't know it was I thought it was cocaine.
I thought it was Coca-Cola.
It might have been cocaine too. Are they tested for cocaine? Because it might have been some cocaine.
Or an amphetamine. You know, I think that I've heard that when you have a
that's dangerous.
A psychiatrist or something, not to say I don't want to allege him to have, but guys that have those problems and they talk about those things and they see someone, then I'm hearing that it's a drug called HDH or something like that, some kind of whatever that is, whatever it is, but it's an amphetamine that has them wired up. So I don't know. It's just with him, it's so many when they ask us, would you fight him again? I'm like, bro, are you going to be on anything? And what are you on? And how can you be tested? And all of the other shit. Because when you cut down the weight and you fight for a clean fight, you expect to be fighting someone clean. And how can we be an example to the other kids that's coming along? Should they be on the shit too? Because Ryan is saying that he wants to be an example for the kids. But how is that an example? Saying I just had a little bit in my system.
Yeah, and another question: do you think this did this mess up the fight with Gervonta in any way? You think?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I don't know. I know he has a fight with Frank Martin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I wish them well in their fight, and we'll see.
Why don't you think? And I know it's blood versus piss. But why don't you think more boxing matches have the Olympic style testing as opposed to the testing that you guys are doing now?
You know what? I think that's what should happen. And I think that what we agreed on was testing with VADA. But moving forward, I believe that every fight that Devin has with whoever that he fights, it should be Olympic style testing.
Absolutely. Are you still beefing? Because I still see him online trying to get at you with Ryan Garcia's father. What's that? Why is he still trying to get at you online? Because his son was cheating.
Listen, I don't know what's wrong with Henry at all. I don't know what he's going through ever since the toupee joke that I made about him. You know what I mean? He's been mad, and my hair's still growing, and I'm still mad.
I actually have a question.
Yeah, go
So leading up to the fight, right, a lot of people were loud. And then when it was revealed that, Ryan Garcia tested positive for a banned substance, a lot of people have been quiet, right?
Yes.
Is there anybody specifically that has really disappointed you whose silence has spoken louder than words?
Okay, well, make no mistake about it. We all get together and hope that we have a big event, a safe event, and everything. As a promoter, I know you have a persona. You have to sell tickets. There has to be a level of anticipation in the fight. I think we've all had our antics during that fight, and rightfully so, whichever side you were on, you know what I mean? But once the fight is over with, that's when the antics stop. We all get paid, and we have a level of professionalism and seriousness about ourselves. And I don't think on that side, they're being as serious and professional as they should be about this particular incident involving their fighter testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. You know what I mean? If the situation was on the other foot, can you imagine me sitting here and have to explain that Devin is on the shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? So we would have been considered always on the shit.
Well, I wanted to get all those questions out the way so we get to this shit. What's up with you and Floyd? Now, I seen him on the live.
Yeah.
After the fight. And I seen him on live, well, not live, I seen a picture of Floyd on FaceTime with Ryan holding up the number 3.
Yes.
After we found out he comes in 3 pounds overweight.
Yes.
He's on FaceTime with him directly after the fight, holding up the number 3. Ryan admits that Floyd told him to come in 3 pounds overweight. Now, I know leading up to the fight, he let the footage loose with Tank and your son when your son was younger.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on with you two, and why did it get to this point to where y'all are like this with each other? Now, I understand how you felt about him letting the sparring footage loose before the fight, but what made him even want to let the sparring footage loose? Could you give us a storyline or a timeline to
what's really going on?
Yeah, what is really going on? How did we get here?
I think I spoke. He was looking for me. Floyd was looking for me. Okay, he went on various pages. I said, "What is it? Who is this page that he's on?" And he's saying, "Bill, where's Bill? Come on, right?"
Right.
And for him, we're in Vegas. You know what I mean? We've been in Vegas for a long time, right? For him, he felt that would have been the worst time in the world for me, right? So he wanted to call me out in front of the people and then say, okay. And I'm saying this is not the worst time for me. For one, my son is the best son in the world for me. You know what I mean? Listen, all my kids, I have the best kids in the world, right? You never hear nothing, no secrets, no family secrets, no them complaining, no in the media, no nothing. I have the best kids in the world, and I hope they think that I'm the best dad because I really try to be. But dude wanted to show up and clown me in front of the world. Right now, this is now the best opportunity to talk to this lame because he's the most lame nigga in the world. But everybody be scared to say something to him. You know what I mean? And I've been in the town, so I'm like, what are you looking for me for? You know what I mean? And what are you clowning for? He's like, oh, you needed me last night. You know what I'm saying?
We're referring to the live.
Yeah, I'm referring to the live. So
Okay.
he said that I needed him last night, right?
Yep.
And I said, well, your kid needed me the other night or needed you the other night, and he didn't have you.
Right.
He had a guy like me, like Mr. Haney, to say, hey, that's one of the Mayweather kids right there. Leave him alone. You don't let that go. And I would hope that he would have did the same with me because that's the kind of, that's the way that I grew up. You know what I mean? You don't come and rag on somebody's kid and do that to somebody. You know what I mean? We doing the best that we can as a family to do, to live legitimate and do the right thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think that we had, you know, that thing, and it was an opportunity for a real man to speak across for him. I don't know why he thought, because he'd never talked to me like that ever before, you know? And you know, so I told him, you know, that's not something a guy would do. And I said that I stay connected to the streets, right? I said, I'm still in the streets, man. And not in the streets doing crime. I'm in the streets because I want to always know that I'm connected to the people, and I'm sympathetic to everything that they're going through, whether I'm live there or not. One, I want to be accessible if someone needs me. And two, I want to know that, you know, what my kids are doing. Because I'm a nosy ass parent. You know what I mean? I'm an old school parent. I'm nosy. So I want to know what the friends who, you know what I mean, where that guy come from and who know him and all that, right? So he said that once a kid gets to a certain age, that you no longer worry about them. I'm like, I told him, I said, well, why would you worry about chicks and shit and other shit that doesn't make sense? And he thought that I was being jealous because I was saying something about the girls. I said, my guy, you've never called me about a girl. I've never called you about a girl. A girl never came and told me what a wonderful time she had with you. I've never experienced. Not a chick, not one time told me she had a wonderful time. So I didn't know where he made it insinuate like I was pocket checking or I was tripping about something that he might be buying for the girls. I was just saying that when you have publicly displayed this kind of persona that you're like that, I said did you forget about the kids part? Because I mean, I do them both, but publicly, you should have some sort of balance in there that you're letting people know that we also are looking after our kids, no matter what age, no matter where they are in life, no matter nothing, that we are concerned.
Well, that was very well explained about the live. But I just seen a post from you 2-3 days ago on your page, _Bill Haney, that is, for the people who want to know what your Instagram handle is, where you like, yeah, Floyd, the second test came out. Where you at? Where you at?
Right.
So this is 2-3 days ago. The live may have been 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
And so you're back and you're still like, yeah, nigga, where you at? The test is out.
Right.
Are you keeping this going on, or are you really trolling, or you like really want to know what's happening? The test came out. What's happening? Is it just Instagram, or do you really? I know it's a little bit of both, but I want to hear from you.
Right.
Where you're at with that. Because this was 2 days ago.
Right. Having the voice and the platform that he has in the sport, and for him to be a long time advocate of clean boxing, you know what I mean? And to really speak about it. So for him to come out and troll me, and then for now to go silent, like I said, head for the hills, when an issue that deserves his attention, this incident deserves his attention more than any other. And for him not to, I understand why, you know? But when they started making fly niggas, they did not stop with him. I always try to tell him that, you know?
Yeah, I also seen another post previous to that post when the first test came out. You was like, we know you helped him get the 3 pounds. Did you help him cheat? Also, do you believe that?
You know what? He hasn't said anything, so I don't know what's going on. Shit. I ain't said nothing. You know what I mean?
Bill, where does all this stem from, though? What's the origin of this beef? That's what we need to know. What is at the center of this?
You remember I asked him, I said, is it beef? I said, do you feel like it's beef? And he said he didn't, you know? But no, I don't think that it's beef. You know what I mean? I just don't think, I told him that I think he's a bullshit ass nigga. I mean, you know, can I say that on It Is What It Is? Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get to.
No,
what's
but I'm
the
saying
real
is, I
issue?
told him
You're a little more polite than usual today. I don't know if you're clean cut. Usually you're more aggressive. I don't know if a new check kicked in or something.
But I'm saying this. I told him that to his, face, that he's a bullshit ass nigga,
And what makes him that?
because of everybody that he done did the way that he done did. You know, and he told me to call him. I said, I'm not calling you. And it's a whole long line of thoroughbred, you know, very intelligent, very loyal dudes that's in line. What do you mean? I'm gonna call you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Devin will call you. I'm not gonna call you.
They said that you called though. You end up calling.
Never.
You did?
Never. Never.
Yeah, and we're not even trying to be messy. We're trying to get to what's the real issue, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you guys keep going back and forth, that's the reaction. But it's something at the core that make that happen. Like me, I'm used to that, right? Niggas hate on me if it's back in the days it's over some girls. It ain't over nothing else because I don't know niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? So if a nigga got a problem with me is over girls or I made more money than them, there's nothing else we can have a problem with because we don't cross paths like that. So when y'all situation, what's at the root of the problem? That's what we're trying to get to.
Well, you know, girls been chasing me all my life. And, you know, when I stopped chasing money, I couldn't get rid of it. So, you know, I've had those kind of problems, just like you. I'm just
trying, like that's what we trying to get to, right, Killer?
You know what I mean?
Like, see, for me,
that's what. Pretty much.
Me, I understand Mayze coming. We from the same neighborhood, but what Mayze is trying to ask is, so for me, right? Just say it for me, as following the situation. I may have been late to the party, so to me, this started, and I'm pretty sure it didn't. To me, this started with him releasing the footage of tanking his son. But something had to happen.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
like I said,
exactly.
That's not.
Y'all was supposed to do a deal or something.
I wasn't supposed to do anything. I didn't do anything.
Or a deal was offered to you, right?
I mean, a deal was on the table with Dev.
Yeah, that's what we try and get to the root of the problem.
But, I mean, it's just some, like I said, it's just some guys that's meant to really stand on business and ever, you know what I mean? I do no deal with, no money, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of dude he is, you know? He ain't right. You know what I mean? And the thing that you're asking me, right?
Yeah, did he ever offer Devin a deal? That's
Of course.
So
of course.
And that didn't go well, right?
No, but the deal that doesn't have anything to do with the deal, right? The deal, that's business. And whatever he offers to Dev, that's a good thing. Yeah. That has nothing to do, because he don't have to offer anything. You know what I mean? So if he offers a stinky dinky donut, that's more than what you got. And I would appreciate that. You know what I mean? What I'm just saying is, the reason why, if you were to ask me, and he asked me online, right? Now, I would have never said that, but after I'm standing on what I said, is that I wouldn't fuck with him like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm gonna go even further than that. What's the first fallout? Because I remember Dev and Floyd being together, and then we're looking at you guys having this conversation. We're looking at several different things.
Before ever I think about doing something with a nigga, I gotta look at him and see his track record with other niggas that's with him. So if I'm saying something wrong, then who's saying I'm saying something wrong? You know what I mean? Who's saying I'm saying something wrong, right? I didn't say that I needed to be the nigga. I just said it should be a nigga. It should be somebody else, right? And that's a good thing that him and Al have a great relationship, because Al's been around since the Budweiser Superfest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a given. But when we talk about being really strong in boxing, like you guys are strong in music, like it's music execs that work together, the same problems that you guys run into is the same shit that we run into. You know what I mean? It might be a situation like the Zone might be a Capitol Records or a whatever, right?
Niggas want to do it under their label.
But then Capitol say that they only want to deal with anybody that deal with this guy Jimmy or whoever. So in Floyd's case, they'll say, I only want to deal with Floyd, right? Everything that from this particular thing will run through Floyd, or everything will run through Eddie, or everything will run through Bob. You see what I mean? So we go through the same shit.
And you wanted your own bread, and you wanted to make your own decision.
Absolutely. Because when it comes down to it, you want to be able to live with yourself. You want to be able to live with the decisions that you make. You know what I mean? If you've worked at something all your whole life, you know?
I got 2 more questions, and then I'm done if Mayze wants to wrap it up after that. Being that we're on this topic, is there any promoters that you won't work with?
I've worked with all of them. I've worked with De La Hoya. I've worked with Bob Arum. I've worked with Eddie Hearn.
Moving forward, is there anybody that you won't work with?
For Devin, I'll do anything. I'll work with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
You'll work with Al Heyman?
Nothing's personal. I've worked with Showtime. I've never worked with Al personally.
And my last question is, do you think this law should be wiped off Devin's record?
Yes, he cheated. He cheated. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were shooting dice with somebody, if you were shooting dice and you found out he was tricked dice, what do you think should happen? Should his teeth get knocked out, or what should, no? I'm saying this. All right, I'm saying
if in the streets, they're gonna kill him if it's the right amount of money.
Right. So you want to get
shouldn't, but that's probably what's going to happen.
You get your money back, right? You're supposed to get your money back, and sometimes it'd be even worse, right?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, so if somebody bet on this fight, let's say, somebody bet $1 million on this fight, and we find out he's cheated. How does that work in Vegas? That's a good question.
That would be a problem. And I think that it's probably a problem for Ryan, right? That he would actually cheat and then cheat the casinos as well.
From the second Bill Haney joined Mayze and Cameron, you could tell this wasn't going to be one of those easy, feel-good interviews. He started things off laughing about his custom-made suit, but the atmosphere changed almost instantly once the conversation shifted to the controversy everyone had been waiting to hear about. Even weeks after Devin Haney's defeat to Ryan Garcia, the boxing world was still buzzing over Ryan Garcia's reported failed drug tests surrounding Fight Week, and Bill wasted no time making his stance crystal clear. In his eyes, there was absolutely no middle ground. Cheating is cheating, whether it happens inside a boxing ring, in a classroom, or anywhere else. And he insisted that Ryan Garcia should carry that label throughout the rest of his career. The host then pushed the discussion toward the financial impact, wondering if failing a drug test actually hits a fighter's wallet. Bill explained that fight purses and pay-per-view earnings are negotiated long before the opening bell, meaning both fighters still receive their agreed-to payments regardless of the outcome or later controversy. But here's where things get interesting. He argued that getting caught creates much bigger problems, including legal trouble, potential civil lawsuits, and a damaged reputation that major sponsors and serious business partners are unlikely to overlook. When the conversation shifted to Devin's future, Bill made one thing clear: a rematch isn't even worth discussing until there is genuine accountability. He compared the situation to discovering that an entire body of work was built on something dishonest, making it impossible to simply pretend everything is fine. According to Bill, his team has no interest in acting like nothing happened just to satisfy public opinion or create another headline. The interview then moved toward claims that Devin has a history of bullying opponents through weight cuts. Bill completely rejected that narrative, saying Devin has always made weight the proper way, stepped on the scale honestly, and entered every fight without shortcuts or performance-enhancing substances. He also didn't hesitate to suggest that Ryan may have relied on experienced guidance when handling this situation, even bringing Floyd Mayweather's name into the discussion without any hesitation. That revelation opened the door to what became the biggest talking point of the interview: the increasingly tense relationship between Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather. Bill recalled how after the fight, a photo circulated showing Floyd on a video call with Ryan Garcia, both holding up 3 fingers, which he viewed as a reference to Ryan reportedly coming in 3 pounds over the agreed limit. He questioned why someone with Floyd's influence and long history of promoting clean boxing remained mostly silent over what he considered such a serious issue. Bill also explained that the tension with Floyd didn't begin overnight, tracing it back to leaked sparring footage involving a young Devin and an online call-out that he believed crossed the line, not only toward him personally, but toward the family values he has always tried to represent. He spoke proudly about staying connected to his community, remaining accessible, and embracing what he described as an old-school, hands-on parenting style, something he felt had been unfairly criticized instead of respected. Mayze and Cameron kept digging, asking whether the real conflict with Floyd was rooted in business disagreements, loyalty, or something even deeper. Bill answered without hesitation, saying there was never a major fallout over money or contracts, but instead a relationship that slowly deteriorated because of growing distrust and fundamentally different beliefs about how young fighters should be developed and protected. Before ending the interview, the host asked the question every boxing fan wanted answered: Should Devin Haney's loss be removed from his official record? Bill's response came instantly and without hesitation. Absolutely, because in his view, the fight was never contested on equal terms. He compared the situation to playing a game with loaded dice, arguing that everyone who benefited financially from what he believed was an unfair outcome, including sports books and bettors, should ultimately be held accountable. By the time the interview wrapped up, Bill Haney painted a clear picture of a father standing firmly behind his son, a team demanding accountability, and a growing divide inside boxing that doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon.